In the last episode of Tarkov Questions, we answered the question on how to get rich in Tarkov. Now, we're gonna talk about how to get rid of gear fear. To answer this question, we will follow the full process of problem solving, which is regularly used in corporate settings and in the medical field. So first, we would have to gather info. There are two types of info, subjective and objective. Subjective information are information that cannot be measured or quantifiable. These are usually got by asking questions or interviews, and these are the information that we got from friends and in chat. So first, what is gear fear? Gear fear is the fear or reluctance to equip good or expensive gear. There's also the feeling of anxiousness you get when you're wearing good and expensive gear in raid. Sometimes this works to your advantage, but mostly to your disadvantage. People that I talked to gave me a few advantages, but most of them are disadvantages. One advantage is that you don't lose much and it makes you extra careful. The disadvantages are, well, one said, this game is full of randomness and one of the best ways to get around this is to expect the unexpected and prepare for everything. If you don't use good gear, you lose more fights than you win. And I agree with this. Remember, success is not just because of luck. It's when opportunity meets preparedness. Another said they freeze up or react slower on fights because they hesitate more. Another said you will half-heart a fight and you will try everything to get out of the fight, which means you put yourself in a bad position and most of all you don't get to improve your PvP skills. And this is one other statement that I heard that I wasn't expecting. You don't get to enjoy the game to its full potential. You don't get to explore the whole map, enjoy other guns and armor that the game has to offer. The next type of information is objective, which are information that are quantifiable or simply said measurable. I don't have means to gather reports or data in this game, so let's just do this. Let's rate how much gear fear you get when equipping expensive gear. The rating is from 1 to 10. 1 if you're a Giga Chat and he's never scared. 10 if you're a scaredy cat that gets scared with every gunshot you hear in the game. Having a measurable data like this is very important in any plans that you make, just to make sure that we could measure if the plan is effective or not. Please leave your gear fear rating down below. Now we have all the information laid out. So how are we going to fix gear fear? Well, just like doctors, we don't cure the symptoms, we cure the sickness. This process is called RCA, root cause analysis. There are different methods on how to do this, but for now, we will use the 5 whys, where we would keep asking why until we get to an actionable issue. So, why do you get gear fear? Because I'm afraid I will lose fights and lose my gear. Why? Because I'm running out of money. Why? Because I don't have enough income to counter the losses. Why? It's because I don't do loot runs or scav runs. Again, this could vary from person to person, but as long as you follow the 5 whys, you should be able to come up with a root cause for yourself. Well, that seemed pretty simple, but don't click away yet. We still don't have a plan. So, in a previous video, I did teach you how to do a smart action plan. So let's go ahead and do the same here. So a plan needs to be smart, simple, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bounded. Following these guidelines, this is the plan that I came up with. I will save 500,000 to 1,000,000 rubles by doing loot runs and scav runs. The baseline gear fear of 10 will decrease to 5 on my geared raids after. In theory, this should work if we consider the money that we make from our loot runs and scav runs as expendable money. This wouldn't work otherwise. After implementing this plan, compare the initial gear fear rating that you set earlier to the gear fear rating after saving the expendable money from your loot and scav runs. If you went along this plan, let me know what your scores were before and after implementing the plan. I would really appreciate it if you do that so I can find out if the plan is actually working, and if not, what we could do next. Anyway, this is a new format and I would really appreciate any feedback from you guys if I should continue doing this stuff, or should I move on to my next ideas or go back to the SMG series. Anyway, that's it for me. See you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Peace.